Alright, hello everyone. Welcome to a new tutorial from Monkey Games. So this is Mano and let's go ahead and continue working. So this is Substance Painter 2019 2.1. Okay, go ahead and select a new or click on your keyboard in Control H or Control N. I don't remember, let's try it. Okay, Control N. So a new project. So what things we have to do first? Let's go ahead and import the file we want to work on, and that will be the FBX file. Let me remember where I saved that. Okay, so let me search off screen and in assets. Okay, so I will find it and I'll come back soon. All right, fine, found it. So this is the FBX file. Okay, the document resolution, it depends on your PC, but I like to work on 2002K. Okay, and we want to add our import mesh normal maps, baked maps, or for all materials. I want to import my ID maps. Okay, so go ahead and find your ID maps, select both of them, and let's do this. Source images. Alright, source images. We have two maps for the gear and for the suits with the skin. Click open, and here we have gear and diffuse color. Alright, and let's wait for it to load. So the Substance Painter is a very straightforward program. It is the best texture program in my own opinion. Okay, if you press F1, okay, you will see here the 2D view. Okay, so this one for the eyeball, this one is for the gear, okay, the UV layout. Okay, and this one is for the hair. We have problems, I will fix that later. And the iris with the suit. Okay, and since we don't need to see this 2D view, go ahead on your keyboard and click F2. Alright, so let's get to work. Now go beside layers, okay, texture set settings. Select your suit material, scroll down, bake mesh maps. So the ID we already, the ID map, we already baked that in Maya. And I like to bake in 4K because my computer is good. The thickness, we don't need it. So check it off, and high, we also don't need it. And the anti-aliasing we need, let's get 4x4. Right, and for the high definition meshes, okay, let's choose our high definition mesh, Peter, high poly. All right, not this one. Neck piece, no. Oh my god. All right, so this is what happens. Oh, final. So gear final, Peter final high. All right, so that's it. Okay, go ahead and click bake suit empty mesh maps. All right, so it will take some time. I will go ahead and stop recording. All right, now this one is finished. Okay, and it looks good, no problems. All right, so let's go ahead and select the gear material and go ahead to, oh, before we take the gear materials, let me select, go to the maps, not the iris, the suits, and here we have our baked maps. Okay, go ahead and select the ID map and this one. Okay, now go ahead to select the gear materials and bake mesh maps again. Select the old high poly object because Substance Painter doesn't remove it by itself. Okay, and select the high poly mesh for your gear or for your model, whatever you are working on, and the same settings 4K and bake gear, not bake only the selected materials. All right, so I will go ahead and stop recording. All right, now the gear is done and it also looked nice. So the navigation on your Substance Painter is the same as the navigation in Maya, or you can set it up the way you like. All right, so let's go ahead and select the ID map, this one. Okay, and that's everything we need to do. The hair, we can make it in Substance Painter. I can, but I want to show you how to do it from scratch in Substance Designer. So if you are interested, let's do it in the next tutorial. Right, so now let's work on the suits. Okay, so this is how Substance Painter works. Let's go ahead. Okay, before let's go ahead and select the smart materials. Work smart, don't work hard. All right, so to toggle between your materials, go here to see the materials you made or the materials you baked, and they are not loading somehow for some reason. I was bragging about how strong my computer is. At least show me the ID. All right, so this is the ID material we baked in Maya, and it is very important. So the ID material, if you want to change the suit colors inside the game engine, you have to keep it. It's not only for Substance Painter. All right, and to go back to your material view, okay, just press M on your keyboard. All right, so now let's go ahead and select the skin materials, right, for the face. So here we have skin face, and here we have skin human. So let's choose this one, the human one, and apply it to the face. All right, now it looks horrible. So go ahead and click on the folder. We have a scattering, veins, dots, the smooths. We don't need this one. And skin surface, this ugly surface, we also don't need it because we have made the details in Zbrush, or the skin details. And all right, now close your folder, right click, and let's add mask with color selection. All right, now just click on pick color here and choose the ID, the color ID on your map, and it will select only the face. And I am pleased with the result. All right, so now let's go ahead and choose the leather material, leather damaged. No, I think I'm gonna use the leather stylized, this one. All right, so this one gives you, pumps up the details. So let's do the same. Right click, add mask with color selection, pick color. All right, not bad. Alrighty, now let's choose for the fabric material. So the fabric, this one, dots. All right, why not? right click, add mask with color selection, pick color. Alrighty. Alright, now let's do the build. The build, I think I'm gonna choose fiberglass. So fiberglass, I wanted to use something like plastic, but the fiberglass will do the trick. Alright, color selection, mask, pick color. Alrighty. I will change the color later. Now let's pick for the dots. Actually, I feel really bad about it, about the bolts here. I should have modeled them the same way as I modeled them on the gear. See, here they pumps up and here they look flat and ugly. I will fix later, no problem. Anyway, let's choose the metal ruins. And the same thing, close your folders, add mask with color selection, pick color, and here we go. Ouch. Ctrl Z, pick color, blue, and it looks horrible. Right. Alright, so now let's use the rubber. Let's try this one. Alrighty, I like it. Add mask with color selection, pick color, and let's choose this one. Alright, and for the boots, I have no idea. Let me choose a normal rubber. Mask with color selection. Alright. I think I will change the fiberglass one to red color or something reddish. Anyway, let's select all the folders we made. Here. Alright, so let's go ahead and make the gear. So for the gear, for the tubes, I'm gonna use the rubber. Add mask with color selection. Pick color. Alright. And for the air tank, let's choose the fiberglass. Okay, color selection, pick color, and that's it. Right, and for the bolts, okay, let's use the metal rusty one. Right, color selection, pick color, not bad. Okay, and for the strap, okay, this is a hard choice. Let me choose leather, weathered, damaged, no. Okay, so let's choose this one. Alrighty, color selection, pick color. Right, so basically this is everything we need to do in Substance Painter, but I want to do something else. Let me take a look. Okay, let's go back to the suit material and change this one. So delete and the stylized pick. Let's go and pick color. Select the mask. Pick color and let's choose this one. Okay, here we have a problem, so another pick color. Alright, so I have to make to remove the blurriness. I have to make it sharper. Alright, but anyway, it looks not bad, and I have to fix the details later. Alright, so let's go ahead to our fiberglass material and change the base color. Paint. The color, let's choose the red one. 30. So copy this one, Control C, and press enter. Alright, now let's go ahead and do the same for the gear. Give me the fiberglass. Here it is, the fiberglass, paint. Click this one on the red, we made it 30. Alright, enter, and that's it. Okay, now let's work on the subsurface scattering on the skin. Okay, and also paint the details on the face. Right, so now we want to make the details on the face. So go back to Zbrush. I'm gonna show you some technique of mine. Okay, so let's import our model. Final, the one with the UV map. Alright, so this one. Turn off your light box by pressing the comma. Click and drag, and don't forget to press T to enter the edit mode. Okay, so here is our low poly model. I will smooth it a little bit, then I will change the material for something like light, like shade. All right, so now what do we have to do? We have to find some high high resolution picture, okay, to project the details or the color map on your model. So let's go ahead to texture. I showed you how to use it in first tutorial. Okay, so texture, import. Let's import our texture. So let me find my picture that I made. So I told you, like at like the last tutorial, I didn't find a high resolution picture for Mr. Peter, so I had to draw it by hand manually. Okay, so this one, the picture I made. So go ahead and add it to the light box, add to spotlight. All right, so comma again. Okay, now let's adjust. So find the scale it a little bit, scale it a little bit more. click outside the lightbox, and let's match the details. All right, so let me make make it a little bit more, the opacity a little bit more. All right, so this is the problem with drawing, the details doesn't match. So this is no problem. On the medallion here, okay, choose nudge, okay, and move your details, match them together. Right, so nudge. So basically the eyes are the most important. Nudge. Click the RBG. Is it recording? Alright, so the nudge, then click and drag to match the details with the model. If we press Z, G's. Alright, nudge again. Alright, so the mouth matches. Alright, so let's find the opacity. Alrighty, perfect. Now let's go ahead and paint. So press Z. I'm sorry, paint. This one. Alrighty. Turn off your mRGB and the M with the Z add. Only turn on the RGB. And now click on your model and paint the details you need. Alright. Okay, now let's go ahead and remove our stencil, or go to texture, texture off. Alrighty, so here is the map we need. Alright, it looks scary from the sides, and the nose doesn't match well. So let's go ahead, Ctrl Z. And let's make it one more time. Alright, so now what we have to do next, go ahead to your texture map. You have to click new from polypaint, then clone texture. Okay, now we will notice that it is flipped, so go to the UV map, let's make it 4K, and let's flip it. So alright, so flip on the U, this is the horizontal, we want to flip on the V. Alright, so now it looks not perfect, but don't worry about it. Okay, go ahead to your texture map, this one. Okay, and select export the texture. Okay, and save it wherever you want. So I'm gonna save it on my desktop. and let's say face. Then click save. All right, and this is how you export the details map. All right, so close ZBrush and let's continue working on Substance Painter. All right, now go back to your Substance Painter. Okay, and let's say let's import the map we projected in ZBrush. So go ahead, add resources, choose your file. Okay, let's choose this file, click open. Okay, let's make it color lit. Okay, and let's say import to your, where do you want the current project, okay, or the project, the Peter project, or the shelf. Okay, it will save it to the Substance Painter directory. All right, so I already imported that. Let me show you how to use it. Go ahead and choose the suit material, or where the skin you want to make, and let's add a fill layer. Okay, on the material, let's turn off the opacity and the normal, the roughness, the height, the middle. Okay, and let's keep only the color. Okay, so on the base color, okay, let's choose our map we just imported. All right, so here it is. Here it is. Okay, so what you want to do, okay, or let me try to import another one. This one. No, let's go back to the original one. All right. Okay, go ahead and add a black mask. Okay, and you have to be careful here. Okay, click on your mask. Okay, and let's paint the details carefully. Okay, on the face. So here we have the lips. I honestly could do it directly in Photoshop, okay, but I want to show you how to use it if you feel lazy and you don't want to paint it manually in Photoshop. All right, so now let's make the eyebrows, saving. All right, thank you. Okay, it will look a little bit ridiculous, but don't worry about it. Because everything is adjustable. All right, and here, death metal singers, they like to paint black around their eyes. Only just mirror the reference pictures I found. All right, and the eyebrows are almost done. And around the eyes. Alrighty, now let's zoom out and see what we can do with the mustache. And a little bit here. Alrighty, so almost done. Alright, so now as I told you, it looked ridiculous, but what we are going to do now, go ahead and add filter. So the filter we want to add is only one filter. All right, so filter, let's type here blur. Okay, and choose the blur filter. All right, and next let's choose how the strong or the intensity of the blur. All right, and it looks nice, but let me erase a little bit here. I made it too much. Let's go to the mask again. All right, so go back to your mask and let's fix it a little bit right here. All right. All right, so this is the skin. Okay, now let's move on to make the subsurface scattering. All right, so what do we need to do here? Let's zoom to see the skin a little bit more. Okay, to work to see like what exactly what are we doing. All right. Okay, so go ahead and create a new layer. Okay, so I'm gonna call this layer red. Okay, or R for red. Okay, and let's add a filter. Filter, and let's say levels. Okay, so okay, it's called HSL, this one. Alrighty, and let's change this layer to pass through. Okay, and go to the filter. So I'm gonna make the saturation all the way to red, a reddish color. All right. All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm gonna add mask with color selection, of course. Pick color, red. Then next, let's click on this R and add a fill. So the fill here, okay, because I don't want this red color to be applied on everything. So as we see here, it's totally 0. Okay, then if we move it will be red. Okay, so we want to apply some variation. Let's go ahead and click on the grayscale and choose cloud one, or type cloud and you will find it. Alrighty. Alright, so go ahead and click on the cloud, right click, and let's change the UV to texture settings. Alright, so cloud. Okay, so click right click anywhere, so UV projection. Okay, from triplanar. All right. Okay, now let's go ahead and turn off this layer. Let's check the mask. All right, so let's continue, and let's choose the clouds again and make it the scalable more, like a lot. Alrighty, so go ahead to this layer and duplicate it, go to H and give it another blue color. Alright, and let's call this one blue B. Okay, so to add some variation, let's go to the cloud again, right click anywhere, try planner, let's give it a different scale, a little bit like this, and let's give it some rotation too. Alright, okay, so let's go ahead and add the blue layer here and mask. Let's go ahead and make it 100% with this one too. Alright, a little bit bluish. Let's settle it down 40. I think 40 is perfect. Right, okay, so let's do one more on the V. Control D to duplicate it, right click and W for white. Let's go ahead to the HSL and let's keep the saturation down. Alright, and the lightness, alright. Alright, perfect. And now let's go back to the mask here, go to the clouds and right click and let's give it different scale with different rotation. Alright, so different settings. Alright, so let's choose our 3 layers. 1, 2, 3, and Control G, and let's group them together. Alright. Okay, so let's change this group layer to R BW. Okay, and change the blending mode to pass through. Okay, and let's add color selection layer and let's select the skin. Okay, all right. Okay, so now let's move to the final color. So go ahead and close this group and add a fill layer, this one. All right, and let's call it skin F face. All right, and let's change the base color here. Okay, so let's add a color selection mask, because why not? Okay, then go back to your skin and let's choose pinkish one. All right. Okay, so this is the layer. Okay, let's make it a little bit transparent. So let's drag the transparency a little bit down. All right. Not bad. Okay, but the skin color still doesn't look natural. So what we are going to do here, add another layer, and we have to add filter, then add another. Okay, select the filter, HSL, and let's change to pass through. Okay, now let's all right. Looking much better. Okay, and let's go to this one. All right, that's it. Okay, guys. Okay, so the skin color is almost done, but we still have a little bit something a little bit to work on. So let's create a fill layer. Okay, and I want to change the roughness. So roughness, RO, geez, roughness. All right, roughness. Okay, and let's go ahead and turn off everything except for the roughness. So before we go ahead and continue making the roughness, let's select our suit materials. So fabric and fiberglass, the steel, the rubber. Okay, and Control G. All right, and let's just make everything nice and neat, and click and drag these guys to the folder. Okay, and call it suits. Okay, now the roughness doesn't look natural. Okay, so what we go to here, let's go back to our roughness layer, and let's adjust the roughness to something close to the skin. All right. Okay, so let's enhance the roughness a little bit. So let's go ahead and add the fill layer, or Control D this layer. Okay, and change this name to the roughness 4. All right, and let's change the roughness on it, and let's make it really rough. Okay, then right click on it and add a black mask. So all right, now right click on the black mask and let's add a generator. Okay, click on the generator and let's choose a mask editor. All right, so here our mask editor, and here we have a lot of parameters. All right, so it's already doing something which looks nice, interesting. All right, so Alt click on the mask. Let's see what's happening. All right, not bad. Okay, so let's choose or select the mask editor and right click anywhere, and what we have to do is change the mode to, alright, so global attributes, okay, details, curvature type, so the curvature, let's choose standard. Alright, let's see what happens here. Scope, intensity. Alright, so let's leave the thickness alone and open the curvature, and the curvature mode, let's change it to cavities. Alright, okay, now let's tweak the settings. Okay, we need the smaller cavities, so let's adjust the soft. Alright, nice. Like this, sharp. Of course, let's keep it sharp. This way. Okay, the contrasts, no, keep the contrast the way it is, and the brightness. Okay, okay, now let's go back and press M and see the result. All right, now as we see here, okay, only the higher, as we see here, the higher are we have specular, okay, or roughness, a little bit more rougher, okay, and the lower they are not shining. All right, but I think I should have added more skin details in ZBrush, okay, but I was in a hurry. Anyway, let's continue. All right, so the mask looks nice, but it's a little bit intense. So what we are going to do, I'm gonna select this mask and add a filter. Okay, and let's choose a blur. All right, right click and let's change the blur intensity. All right, something like this. Looks more natural. All right, not bad. Okay, now let's go ahead and make more details. Okay, so go ahead and add fill layer. Okay, and choose this fill layer, choose the fill, and let's choose clouds. All right, so press M to see what's happening. Alt. All right, so we have to make it more intense. All right, so now let's fix it, and let's make the scale smaller. Change the filtering to the filtering repeats. All right, projection, projection to triplanar. Okay, and rotation a little bit, just a little bit smaller, and let's go back to the material, press M. Okay, so what do we have to do next? what we have to do next is we want to make like the areas like on the lips and on the nose and maybe around the eyes, because we have much liquids here. We have to make it more rougher, right? So to do that, okay, so the skin roughness is actually, I am happy with the result. Okay, so let's go ahead and make a new layer. Okay, add a fill layer. Okay, so this roughness, let's call it roughness underscore shiny. Right, enter, and let's change, turn off everything, so the color, the metal, the height, and let's only keep the rough part. Right, okay, and let's change it to something really shiny like this. No, that's too shiny. All right, and now let's add a mask. Right, by right clicking, and okay, I'm sorry, wait a moment in English. So a mask, add a black mask, then right click again, add a paint layer. Add paint. All right, so this one will allow us to paint on the areas that we want to be shiny. So let's go ahead and paint on the lips. They should be really shiny like this. And what else? Here around the nose, this area here. Okay, and around the eyes, and we are all done here. Right, especially here. So let's zoom out and see what we have done. Right, all right, so this feel free to adjust your model as much as you like. Okay, but we don't want the roughness, okay, to this layer to affect the suit. So let's go ahead and control shift select all of the roughness layer, control G, and on the folder let's add a mask. Okay, add a mask with color selection. Okay, select, pick color. Okay, and let's only apply it to the face. Right, now the other materials are not affected by the skin roughness. Okay, okay, and now let's change this folder name to main roughness. Okay, now let's move ahead to the subsurface scattering. Okay, so to change the for the subsurface scattering, okay, we have to go to the texture set list. Okay, choose our suits shader. Okay, new shader instance. All right, then go to the shader parameters, and now change the instance name to let's say Peter MT. Why it's not typing? P underscore MT. All right, Now let's go to the shader settings. I'm sorry, not this one. This one. All right, and let's add a new channel. And to do that, click on the plus sign here. Okay, and let's choose a scattering. All right, and here we have it. Now go to the render settings. Okay, shader, the history, no. All right, this one. Display settings, and enable shadows. All right, and let's enable the subsurface scattering, anti-aliasing, subsurface scattering. Now it's enabled. Now I don't know if you see the difference, but now here we have it everywhere. All right, so let's start. Now you can feel it's like a little bit waxy. All right. Okay, so we only need the subsurface scattering to affect only some places on the face, not everywhere, because the subsurface scattering, you can see it's like will be really high on the nose, on the ears, okay, on the lips, okay, but places like close to the bone, okay, we have no scattering, or on the cheeks. All right, so go back to the layers, okay, and add a new layer, okay, or fill layer. All right, so go back in your fill layer, turn off the color, the height, the rough, the metal, and the normal, and the opacity, okay, and keep the scattering. Okay, so let's see what is happening here. So on the fill layer, okay, let's call it scattering. Okay, and let's see. Now, if we drag it all the way up, okay, the smoother will be the transaction between the highlights and the shadow. Okay, and if we drag it like all the way down, okay, we will have like harsh shadows. All right, so let's make it a little bit like this, okay, and let's start painting our masks. Okay, so we can scale the scattering intensity from the scale, okay, increase it, and scattering color, we can make it a little bit more like reddish blood color. Okay, all right, so okay, let's go back to our fill layer. Okay, and I remember I renamed it. What happened? Scattering. Okay, and underscore base. Okay, and let's go ahead and add a mask with color selection. Select color. Right, so now it's only on the face. Okay, now let's make another fill layer. Okay, and let's do the same. Turn off all the channels, and it will only affect the scattering. Okay, and let's make it more intense, higher. Okay, then we have to go, and we have to go. No, we have to stay and work. Okay, we have to pick to give it a mask. Okay, so right click and add a mask, not generator, mask, boy. So black mask, very nice. Then add a paint layer, add paint. Okay, now we could go ahead and start painting. And a little bit, I think it's a little bit harsh on the base, so let's go to the base. color, and let's drag it down 0.4 in my case. Okay, and here let's make the paint size bigger and draw on the nose. Okay, you can see it, and it's also a little bit harsh, and on the ears we need a lot of scattering. Okay, around the lips. Okay, and on the eyelids, and here this one. I don't like to start playing with the shadows, so let's make the draw size smaller. Not this is small, this is too small. And the draw on the eyelids here and here. Right, so now it's a little bit too much, right? So there are two things we can do. Okay, so this is the scattering on the face. Okay, but I forgot the things we can do. So go ahead and let's Alt and see our mask here. Okay, so this is too much, so let's go ahead and add a filter, of course, blur, one of the most handy filters in Substance Painter, and let's blur it a little bit far like this. Okay, and the other thing is let's go back to the layer. Okay, and this is too much, right? So I only made the scattering higher, okay, just to show you like how it looks like. So let's drag it a little bit down to be a little bit visible. All right, so that looks perfect. Okay guys, so this is all for the suit texturing tutorial, the suit and the skin. Now let me take a look at the model. The eyebrows, I totally don't like them. I honestly never, this will never make it to the final model. So what I'm gonna do, I think I'm gonna find a high resolution picture from the internet and stencil on the model. Okay, so this is the roughness and the subsurface scattering, so the skin is ready. Okay, and the suit was super easy to make because of the smart materials. So thank you guys very much for watching, and I will see you again soon in the next tutorial. And the next tutorial we will make the texture for the hair cards. We can make it in Substance Painter, of course, but in my case I have the beard hair, and the beard hair is different than the hair on the head. It's a little bit more, it's like thicker, more curly, so I have to make something in Substance Designer. Alright, so this is Mano signing out. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you again soon. Peace. Thank you.